Uh-oh. Oh no, what is going on? Move this thing. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes. Girl, these technical difficulties on Instagram are the worst.
I know. And I very like really. Oh no.
Oh no, she's breaking up.
Oh, I'm breaking up.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. No, I hear you now.
Oh, I'm about to start doing that. Can you hear?
Look, that was me last night, all night. I was like, can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? And they're like,
I was about to run out. Over here.
okay, let's see if we can do this thing and everybody, because they really don't need to hear me. They just need to hear you, you know? So if they don't hear me, it's okay. As long as you hear me, you know, we're good to go. Yeah. First off, I want you to pronounce your first name because I'm not trying to butcher that.
Oh, good. X sounds like a Z.
Oh my God. Can you believe this? I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Z. X sounds like.
Oh my God. She's breaking up. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Hey, Kristen. Hold on. Kristen, do me a favor. Can you hear us? Because.
Okay. Do you?
Wait. We can't hear you. Okay, hold on. Shh. I hate Instagram. It's glitching again. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
No?
Okay. Wait a minute. I hear you. Kristen, can you hear us now? It breaks up every time you try to say something. Oh, it breaks up every time you try to say your name. Yeah, it did.
Oh,
so try it again.
Can you hear me?
Because I can hear you.
Okay. So it's Xandrea. So the X sounds like a Z.
Xandrea.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, girl, I like that. I like that. That is, look, hold on, let me get all your stuff pulled up over here. That's a beautiful name. I've never heard it. I love it.
Thank you. Uh-oh, can everybody?
Super cool.
Hear? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Everybody can
hear. She said she heard that. Okay, so you guys, this is, oh my gosh, see, now I'm going to mess it up. Xandrea. See, here we go. Look, somebody knew what it was. Xandrea. This is Miss Xandrea, you guys, and she is a realtor out in sunny California. Man, I've only been to California once. That was the San Diego airport and right back out. So I don't know too much about it, but I know it's pricey to live out there. I know that. My ex-husband used to live in San Diego, so it ain't cheap. That I know.
Definitely, it is definitely one of the higher price markets for sure, especially when you're in Los Angeles.
She just put it.
The closer you live to Los Angeles, or if you live in Los Angeles, you are going to pay a higher price point. So I always, depending on how much money they're working with, you can come to what's called the IE, and you can definitely find a brand new home for the price that you probably can get a condo in LA. So it's just all relevant for your buying power, right? That's what, that I'll get into all of that, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start this part off. So, tell them a little bit about you. And when did you start your business?
2 years ago. So I started during the pandemic. I'm a pandemic baby.
I know that's right. Look, hey, people had to do what they had to do during the pandemic. Yes. So if it works, it works. So what made you want to start your business?
So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've actually had an event planning company for 20 years. And then at the time I was also working for the school district, working with special needs children. So literally all in a weekend, all my streams of income completely stopped. So I had a full weekend of events and they shut down the entire convention center. That was 2 of my events. And then they literally shut down the school. And that was my second stream of income. So literally when COVID hit, I had to pivot.
Right.
And so I've never been one to say, of course I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to figure it out? Real estate is something I've always wanted to do. My husband was like, well, you actually have the time to go to school, study, do what you need to do. And I was like, you know what, you're right. I was like, so actually I had signed up with my real estate courses to start in person, but again, the world shut down. So they said, well, you can wait, you know, a couple of weeks. You know, remember we all thought it was going to be a couple of weeks. And
Right, right. We figured it was just going to blow over.
oh, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Fine. They said,
Yeah.
you can do the online. Well, I was like, well, that's 2 weeks. Me, you know, you never get your time back. So I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and do it online. So I ended up doing it all online. Little did I know if I had waited, I wouldn't have had my license this entire time. So I've had it this entire time. And I'm talking about the weekend that it shut down is when I started my career, and I've loved it, and I haven't looked back.
Wow. That is awesome. I'm so proud of you. That's so cool. That's just awesome. I love it. And the fact that you were working with special needs kids, girl, you won me over right there.
Oh, girl.
Because that's amazing. I love it.
I've done it all, but you know, they don't know. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're in California. What part of California are you in?
I'm located in Southern California. So I tell everybody that my markets I specialize in are Los Angeles as well as the San Bernardino County, because I've lived in both.
Okay, okay. So now if somebody wants to come to California and buy a house,
yes,
no matter where it is in California, you can help them?
Yes, ma'am, and I will fly.
That's what I'm talking about. She said she getting her money.
I love to fly.
I know that's right. Okay, so let's dive into the. I don't know too much about the. Hey, girl, I don't know too much about the being a realtor or anything like that. So, like for you starting out, I mean, you said you had to go to school. How long did you have to go to school?
So I do have a degree in business administration. So because I did have a degree,
of course she does.
I'll tell you a little.
I knew it.
When I met my husband, I was in college, and I was like, no babies before. So the joke was, I need to get my BA before we have these BABYs, you know? So anyway,
right.
I got my degree before the babies. But anyway, so because I had a degree, in California, if you have a degree, you only have to take 2 classes, and then you have to take the state exam. So because I had a degree, I already had one of those classes already checked off, because my whole focus business, and it was in accounting, right? So I only had to take the 2 courses. I did it online, like I said before, because of the pandemic. And then I had to wait forever to get my test date, because they cut all the classes in half to take the test date. So that was most probably the killer part, which they still to this day have cut it down, because not only did I finish the courses, I jammed through them, I studied, I passed each one, I took the final for each one, but then I had to wait almost 3 months just to take my test because of the pandemic. Cut the So it was like I literally studied every single day, like I was back in college, because I didn't want to forget what I had learned, you know? Yeah.
So now, hey fam. So now, if somebody wanted to become a realtor, they want to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so you've done it. You've been doing it for 2 years now. So you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yeah.
So
crazy time. I mean, I came in when, you know, when nobody knew. People who had been in for 30, 40 years had never seen a market like what we saw.
Yeah.
So what's interesting for me is now the market is kind of leveling out. Not so much the interest rate, right? But historically it goes up and down. That's just the way it goes. But now we're coming into more of a normal market, which to me is not normal.
Right.
When the market wasn't normal. So I've had to shift gears again, but I've always been like a butterfly. I can kind of rotate. I can kind of, you know, it's when it comes to business. So yeah, so if anyone wants to go to real estate school, every state has different requirements. I get this question a lot. I can only tell you what California has.
Right.
So what you need to do is find an accredited real estate school. I would recommend a real estate school that also offers a crash course package. And yes, get the crash course package. I would also recommend the package include the courses that you need, of course, that are mandated by the state, the crash course, and then other practice tests that you can take over and over again, unlimited with you. So that would be my recommendation. If anybody's interested in California, I can definitely send you the school that I went to. It was amazing. And I passed on the first try, which is a big deal. A lot of people I know have taken it or even 5 times, because that test is no joke. So
Right.
a lot of people that, oh, it's easy to become a real estate agent. It can be, but that test,
Right.
that test is terrible.
Now, if you want to, what's the closest state to where you are? The next closest state to you?
Oh, Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah.
Okay, so now if you wanted to sell houses in Las Vegas, you would have to go to school there as well?
No. So what happens is I'm actually able to help in all 50 states, because what I did as soon as I got my license, I realized that I had a lot of people who wanted to leave California or were coming from other states. So what I know, I didn't know this going to school, or they don't tell you this, but what I do know now, you can have what's called referral partners. So I have referral partners in states. So I've helped place people in Las Vegas. I've helped place people in Atlanta. I'm helping somebody right now in Arizona. So I have referral partners literally all over Kentucky, Salt Lake, like wherever you need to go, I can definitely help you with a referral partner. So no, I cannot practice in those other states without a license. I can go for my license in those other states if I choose, but I have referral partners, so I let them take it.
Wow, that is super cool.
Yeah, because
super cool.
every state or even every city is totally different when it comes to real estate. So you need to have someone, boots on the ground that know what's going on, know the local agents, know the local brokers, know about things that are coming up soon that may not be on the market. So I always get with the best of the best in those particular cities and those particular states. And actually,
too cool.
Is international.
Go ahead.
I'm actually even helping a client find. I actually have a referral partners in Mexico, the Bahamas.
No way.
So really, I can help around the world. I
Wow.
really can.
Wow, you go, girl. I'm so proud of you. That is awesome. That is too cool. Now, let me ask you, I shared, our live that we're doing tonight, and you had a list of people that you want to work with. Now, let me ask you this, because we have a group. If you're not in our Black Connection CEO group yet, you need to get in there. Okay. Definitely now that you have partners and can do real estate everywhere. Girl, yes, you need to be in that group. So I shared that in the group, and one of the first comments was what city and state you were located in, which was a good question. But my question to you is that list. Do they all have to be in California? When you say the list, I'm sorry, what do you mean? Okay, hold on, let me see which one of your posts it was. It was a list of people you wanted to work with. So what I'm doing is I'm networking with people in my local community. So yes, I do want you in the local community. I'm sorry, I was like, which list? No, you're fine. Okay, so which local community are you looking for specifically? So we would be meeting in the Inland Empire. So the Inland Empire. Mm-hmm. What's that? Is that a building or something? No. So the Inland Empire is a community. It's an area. Look, I'm like, is that a building? Girl, look, I told you I don't know nothing about California. It's that they're from here. They know what I'm talking about. So I'm okay, so wait a minute. What city is that in? Okay, so the hub would be Rancho Cucamonga. So that's in the... To who? Is that the name of the city? You gotta be kidding me. Is that the name of the city? Okay, wait. Okay, so the first time I heard that name, these girls... Okay, growing up, I grew up in Pasadena. Shout out to Pasadena. Okay, now I know that. Yeah. So the first time I ever heard that, I was in Pasadena. Hey, sis, I see my sister out here. And we met. Hey, sis. And she said, yes, that's the name. And we met these girls who were adopted. They were from Rancho Cucamonga. And we were like, they are lying. That is not a real name. Girl, and now I live in the city like 20 years later. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's crazy. Cucamonga. It is a real
city in California, I promise.
Okay, Miss Dina, hey sis, hey, can you do me a favor and can you put that in the comments so I can write it down? Because I can tell you now, I ain't gonna spell that no way near what it's supposed to be.
I know. You know what's funny? They mentioned it on one of the Friday movies, so that's another way people know, because they're like on the Friday movie. So it is funny. It is funny.
Oh, I do remember that.
We on the
Oh,
mountain.
I remember that. Is it small town?
Yes.
Y'all got one stoplight or y'all got two?
Come on, girl. No, it's huge. It's actually very huge. Yeah. It's a big. What?
Okay, let me write that down.
We're moving here from the area because it's more affordable.
Got you. Okay, and where is the other place that you mentioned where y'all are you're going to be meeting?
Oh, I was saying so Rancho Cucamonga is a city within the Inland Empire.
Inland Empire. Okay, got you. Because what I'm going to do when I get off here with you, I'm going to go back into the group. That's why I wanted your sister to spell it out, because I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back into the group and add this to the.
As soon as we hang up, I'm going to go ahead and get in there. So please approve me.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, you know I am. I sure am. Okay, there she goes. She said Inland Empire. Girl, got you. Hey, I spelled that one right. But that other one, I was not going to spell right. Now, let me, for anybody that say is a first-time homeowner, right? And they want to buy a house, give them, without telling all your jewels, because we want people to come and actually, see you. Can't give them everything. But if somebody's looking to buy a house, what's the first steps you would tell them to do? The moment they're talking and they're like, okay, I think I want to buy a house. I'm ready to buy a house. What would be your suggestions that they need to do before they even come, to a realtor?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is they need to be ready to be stressed beyond belief. It's just one of those.
Yes.
You know how they talk about life-changing events like death, birth, marriage, divorce? The buying a house would be right up there. And why I say is there's a lot of twists and turns, and there's a lot of documentation. There's a lot of different inspections. And so they really need to make sure that they pick, I call it a dream team, right? So I have an entire team that helps you from start to finish. So the first thing would be just be ready to work with an amazing individual like myself. And we really help you and guide you. So we need to know first, how much home can you approve, right? So we talk about what are your wants, what are your needs, what areas, bedrooms, bathrooms, all types of things like that. But then we have to get down to the nitty gritty, and we need to
Uh-oh, she froze. Is she come?
So sorry.
Nope, you're fine. Uh-oh, now I can't hear her. Can y'all hear her?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought
there she is.
I thought I put my do not disturb on,
Girl, you're fine.
Get on something you already know. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, sorry.
I can now.
Okay. So the first thing is we need to know what your buying power is. What can you actually afford? And what that means is where you can actually live, where you can actually purchase, and what does that look like? Sometimes people find out they find out how much they were approved for, and they're like, I see where I can go, but I need to save some more money. Right. And what I do with my team is we will help you at any stage that you need help. So if you need credit repair, we have that. If you need to pull credit reports, we can go ahead and assist you with that. If you need I call it the blueprint to home ownership. If you're not quite ready, but you don't know what to do to get ready, my lender will give you what's called a blueprint, and myself, we will work together to give you what's called a blueprint to home ownership. All that stuff is completely free. Now, the credit service is not free, but I have a credit and that, of course, can assist you. So we take people at every single level. I have some clients that I've been working with since I started, and they're still not ready, but they're dedicated. They're dedicated. Right. And they have the blueprint to do, they know exactly what they need to do to get to where they want to go. I have other people that come to me right away and they're ready to go. They meet, right. They get approved. We look for a home. We're in and out. I've done it as fast as 24 days. So, you know, everybody comes in at different stages. Even if they're going through a divorce, maybe they inherited a property through a trust. There's so many different scenarios that I've dealt with in the last 2 years. I'd be on here all night trying to tell you, but my team and I are ready and we're willing to help you. I have monthly homebuyer on Zoom. I have homebuyer 101 classes. I've also had in-person the last couple of months with a lot of my different partners, with the lender being there so you can talk to someone on site. I have open houses all the time that you're free to come to and talk to me at any time. My phone is always available. I'll get back to you within 24 hours or less, for sure, me or my team. And so those would be some of the key things. And then another thing I would love to share is that I have a podcast with 4 other queens. We call ourselves the Real Estate Queen, Kings, and Teens. And so that's actually available anywhere you have a podcast. And we talk about all the 101s of real estate. And that's our first season is already out. Our second season is starting soon. And we'll be talking about investing and kind of elevating from there.
Now, is that podcast on Spotify?
Yes, it is. Anywhere you can listen.
Awesome. Yeah, so awesome.
Kings and Teens. And we talk about the 101 of buying. We talk about inspections. We talk about every step that you might need to do when it comes to buying a home, investing a home, or even building a home. And those queens are not only myself in California, we have New York, Atlanta, and Chicago representing on there.
Too cool. That is awesome. Yes. Social media can be good for some things.
And we have been like real estate sisters ever since. It's been amazing.
That is awesome. I'm so proud of y'all. And I seen the flyer earlier. Oh, I seen it on your I think it was on your page. Oh, okay. Or maybe it might have been the Facebook page. I just glanced at the flyer as I was trying to get ready for the live. I was trying to get some of your information together, and then it's on my other phone because when we came back in for this live, I'm on my other phone. Because I didn't have time I was scared that it was the phone was the issue. So that's why I didn't bother with it. So now, military, let's talk about that. The VA loan.
Oh, yeah.
How is, I mean, we're a huge military family, and my children, my 2 girls just bought this house in February. And that's why I kind of chuckled when you said you've closed in 24 days, because that's kind of what they did. They started the process February 1st and they closed February 25th.
Nice. Congratulations. That's
Thank
exciting.
you. But see, and the situation with that was the reason it went so smoothly and so quickly is because it was the VA loan.
Right.
You know, the realtor had told them there was a lot of things. They said that the VA loan is it's really easy to get you, easier to get you into a house sometimes, because that money it's pretty much, she said, guaranteed type of thing. So speak on that, because I know there'll be people to watch the live later. So I want to make sure we touch base on the military and how that process works.
Thank you. Tell them I said thank you for serving. Whoever in your family has served. I also come from a military.
All 4 of my kids.
Oh, amazing! Congratulations! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My father did. My grandfather, my uncle, my dad, my grandfather. Mm-hmm. We actually have a lot of military family as well.
So do we. So look at that. We got more in common than this, whatever this name is of your town.
Like now
But I know the military is always looking to buy houses. A lot of times they don't want to, they don't want to rent.
Right.
But we flip around a lot because my ex-husband was in the Navy, so we moved around a lot. Yeah. And the house that my kids bought was It was from a military family. It was a captain.
Oh, no.
But what he did was everywhere him and his wife got stationed, he bought a house.
Smart. That's so smart.
And he rented them out.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So a lot of times, investors, that is all they do is they buy homes around military bases, and they either rent them or they sell them because they know that the turnover, right? Like you said, they get stationed, they leave, they come, they go. Some people want to own and some people want to rent. You know, it depends on where financially and how long they're going to be on their assignment, right? Which you know that all too well. And
yes,
so
ma'am.
when you're talking about the VA loans, yes, it's definitely an amazing loan. So a lot of times people have a misconception. It is 100%. You do not have to put money down, right? So what that means is you don't have a down payment, right? So a lot of times people think that, oh, I don't have to have any money. No, that's not what that means.
That is very true. You got to have some money.
You have to have money no matter what type of, we always call it like any type of assets, like a VA or anything like that. So you always want to make your offer the most attractive. So you still want to put, even though it's a VA, and you do not have to put money down to make your offer more attractive. And again, I'm only speaking about California. I don't know about markets, right? I can connect you with somebody, but I don't know about those. I'm just saying. But for California, you still want to make your offer attractive and put something down, right? You don't have to with the VA, but it's still attractive if you do.
Right.
Now, we have products as well. Different lenders have different products. So we have some products that actually help with down payment and help with closing costs. And now, because the market is changing, some sellers are actually willing to help as well. They're willing to help with it. They're willing to help with the closing costs. They're willing to help give you money so that you can buy down your rate. That's right. You can buy down your rate. Now, you cannot buy your rate down to 2-3%. I'm so sorry to tell you, those days are gone. That was an anomaly. So that's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying I came to a market that realtors that had been in 40 years had never seen. Interest rates at 5. We refinanced at 3%. We were so excited. You know what I mean? So I understand that. And I know a lot of people are still hung up on those percentages. We are now anywhere from 6.25 to 7%. And guess what? Yeah. I'm still in another house. You know why? Because it's equity. And at the end of the day, especially being in California, your home's not going to lose a lot of equity, right? So you're always gaining a lot of equity. I tell people this all the time. The interest rates go up and down. So I always say you marry your house and you date the rate. And what I mean by that is you buy the home, you love your home, you stay in your home, and it creates equity. What can you do with that equity? You can buy a second home. You can buy a third home. You can invest in your business. There's a million things. You can pay off your kids' college with cash. You know what? There's so many things you can do once you let equity grow and grow and grow. But a lot of times people get caught up in where they're starting, and they're unrealistic with where they're starting. I find this a lot in younger couples, that they're very unrealistic because they're watching a lot of HGTV. And I love HGTV, but we have to remember that it's a show and it's scripted, right? And so what a lot of people don't realize on those shows is, yes, it's real, but the show itself is helping give those people money to buy buy the homes that they want featured on TV, right? And so when we're in real life and you come to me, you have to have realistic goals. And I would, if I have time, I would love to share my story about how my husband and I got into real estate.
Yeah, you got plenty of time, girl.
I didn't know what the time limit was. Okay,
you got 30 minutes. We got plenty of time.
I was like,
you have a whole hour to promote your business, baby.
I was like, let me get it in. Okay, so just my husband and I I have actually been on our real estate journey for 20 years. So we got married shortly. Within 6 weeks, we bought our first home. Our first home was not in our hometown, which was Pasadena. We would have loved to have stayed in Pasadena, but I'm not a DIY girl at all. And so there was that we were going to stay in Pasadena, find what we wanted for the money that we wanted to pay. So we moved 20 minutes away from our home, from our family, from our friends, from our church, from everything that we knew, because we wanted to invest in real estate. So we moved 20 minutes away. We bought a condo. Our condo was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, perfect for us. It was just my husband and I, and we filled that up with kids. So
with kids.
I got my BA. So he got his B-A-B-Y.
B-A-B-Y. How many he get?
We have our son, Devon. He's 18 now. So that's a long time ago. And then our daughter, Tess, and our daughter, Nala, who I actually had at home by choice, but that's a whole nother story. So we had 2 children. So obviously in a 3 to 6 year time span, we had 2 children, and it was time to leave. We had outgrown it. Everybody had their own room, something bigger. We wanted a home with a yard. So we moved another 20 minutes across the freeway. Everybody keeps laughing at us because we keep moving 20-minute increments. And so we went to your favorite city, Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, no.
So we were able to buy a newer home. The home had only been they had only lived in it maybe 3 years. So it was a brand new home. We were blessed to get it. Actually, an investor bought it and then sold it to us for $50,000 more, like maybe weeks later. So that's a whole nother thing. So anyway, we got that. Glad to have it. It was what we could afford at the time. We were excited. We were amazing. Top school district. Now we've been here, oh my goodness, about 12 years. We're now purchasing our 3rd home, right? Because we kept the equity. We never, we refinanced. We never pull money out. We're using that equity to buy another home. We're moving about 15 minutes again to another city, and we will buy the biggest home that we've ever owned. And that home is actually a multi-family home. So my mother will actually be able to come and live with us. So it actually has.
Oh, she's going to have a mother-in-law. I love it.
So mom's going to be, I'm going to take mom, and mom will come when she's ready. So in the meantime, my father will actually probably live there. And so they're not together. People are like, probably like, what? So anyway, it'll be a multi-family home. We're actually able to keep the 2nd home we purchased and rent that out. So we'll be renting that out. The casita, if family doesn't come, we'll be renting that out, and we'll live in the main house. But just to give you guys an idea of, we started with a 3-bedroom condo. So I tell people all the time, you have to go where first of all, you have to live where you can afford.
Right.
That's just, and that first home is not your forever home, but that first home gets you to the 2nd home, and that 2nd home gets you to the 3rd home, and so on and so forth. And so I always, and I meet people wherever they're at. We find you the best thing that we can in that price range that fits all your needs and your wants, because everybody wants different things and everybody needs different. And then we go from there. But you have to be realistic in that very first purchase, because that's your foot into the market, and rent is 100% of what? Absolutely nothing. all the time. We have to put it in perspective. I know it's a little hard, and I know sometimes we have to do what we need to do, but if you're really serious about home ownership, we have got to get you in the first thing so we can get you in the 2nd home, in the 3rd home, and so on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Kristen said, that's an amazing idea. Kristen said you guys should frame a map of all of your 20-minute moves. I love it. That's a great idea.
I'm going to tell my sister that.
That would be a great idea. And then, you just take it off the wall when you add your next one, and you just keep going.
I'm telling you, everyone keeps laughing at us. They're like, you keep going 20 minutes. Because I'm telling you, the farther you get away from LA, the cheaper it is. The bigger it gets. That's just people ask me all the time about price points, and I tell them all the time, if you're the closest to LA, you're just going to pay more money. That's just what it is. And that's either an apartment or a house.
Now, let me ask you, for first-time home buyers, I mean, what are they looking at when they, when they first come and talk to a realtor? What do they need to bring with them, and everything? They're like they've decided, okay, I want to buy a house.
Right.
We're going to go talk to a realtor. What are things that, I got ahead of myself, I'm sorry. What are things that they need to take care of before they come to would it be better for them to take care of before they come to the realtor? Like, some people have crap on their credit, some people have other issues going on. What should they take care of before coming to the realtor, as far as things they need to do?
So your taxes need to be up to date. I get that a lot. I get a lot of people come up to date. And just so you know, I know we're in January, but you can still get your taxes done right now. And so that's the number one thing that the lender is going to want. They're going to want your taxes to be up to date. So that's number one. And obviously, if you don't have someone, I can refer you to somebody. I always have a referral. Of course, you go with who you know, but if you always need someone, I can give you 3 different people and you decide who you want to go with. Credit repair, like you mentioned, I always say that most of us know what's on our credit. We act like we know, but we know.
Girl.
Oh, no. Again, I have a credit repair specialist. They will help you pull your reports, and they will actually, like I said, they'll give you a whole blueprint of, hey, we need to get this off. This needs to be paid down. This needs to be taken care of, so we can help you with that as well. The other thing is you need to have some type of reserves. Again, even if it's a VA loan, to make it more attractive, you still want to have some type of down payment. And it's always smart when you're making a major purchase, which your home is usually the biggest purchase you'll make. Most of the time, most people, is you want to have some money and you want to have some, what I call some reserves in your account. Now, that looks different for different people because it depends on your income. It depends on how much your home is. But you always want to have what I call a rainy day account, especially if you're home, because once you buy that home, that's your home. So if you have you take care of that. If the heater goes out, you take care of that, and so on and so forth. So
those appliances are not cheap. An AC unit, that stuff's not cheap.
It is
not cheap.
A leak going on. They have to find the leak, break the wall, fix the leak, patch the wall. Again, all types of things can happen, and that's 100% your responsibility, right? And
we have a question. Wait a minute, let me see. What's the range for credit score to be approved? Good question, because I was going to ask her that as well. So good question.
Excellent question. So I tell people all the time, you want to have at least a 550 or higher. I have some lenders, they can get it done at that range. Other lenders are like, I can't talk to them if they don't have a 610 or higher. So again, come to me. We can tell you exactly what you need to do, and I can direct you to lenders. So I like to work with different lender referral partners because they offer different products for different people. So some people are going to get what you said, a VA. Obviously, they're in the military. Some people are going to get, if they have a higher credit score, then they will be able to get what's called a conventional loan. And other people who maybe don't have so much of a high credit, maybe don't have a long history, they will get what's called a FHA. And then in addition to all of those, they also may be, if they're a first-time home buyer, they might be eligible to also get, yours is good, 698. Yeah, you're doing great.
Girl, you're doing good.
Great, honey, you're doing great. I'm all DM me. So
I know that's right.
Those with the higher credit score, they get what's called a conventional. And what's key about the conventional loan is they don't have what's called PMI. And what PMI is private mortgage insurance. So that means that's less money that comes out of your pocket every month. Now, if you do get FHA, you will have what's called a PMI. You will have you will have the private mortgage insurance in addition to, but they roll it into one. It's one payment, but you will have that with your FHA loan. And so and then in addition to all that, what I was saying is you get a down payment program. So there's down payment programs that help with closing costs. They help buy down the rate. And the new builds, especially here in California, again, I can only speak for California. These new builds out here, because our house is actually being built, the builders are they're helping you buy down your interest rate. Wow. They're giving you costs. They're helping you with down payment. They're helping throw in upgrades. I mean, they're throwing.
Y'all, she ain't slick. She trying to get everybody to move to California so she can sell us houses. Y'all, she is not slick.
I mean, I just,
Look at y'all. Look at all that stuff she threw out there. She's like, I'm ready for her. Y'all come on.
I'm like, oh, come on, come to Cali, come to California.
She's sending all of us to this Coochie Mama place.
Okay, come on, look, DM me. I'll get all set up. Let's go. So yeah,
She ain't going nowhere until her and I do lunch. I don't know what she's talking about. But wait a minute, let me scroll back up because there was a good question. Hold on, and because I was going to ask it in a little bit too. Oh, it came from her, of course. What is your take on NACA?
oh, you know what? I love NACA. I think NACA is amazing. I think that is an excellent program. I know a lot of people are interested in learning about NACA. So NACA, and I do not work for NACA. So let me just say that. So NACA is an excellent program, but there's a lot of misconceptions with NACA. So what NACA will help you with your down payment, will help you with your closing costs, but NACA don't play. NACA is like, you have to show us that you can save that amount of money for an entire year. If you miss any payment, if you're late on a car note, if you're late on rent, or if you're late on anything, NACA's like, boop, the clock starts over. They're like, we don't care if you've made all your payments in 11.5 months. You missed that last 2 weeks. They're going to go ahead and make you start all over. So NACA does not play. They do have really good counselors. My only hiccup as a realtor with NACA is the communication piece, which can make a deal. So what I have found is the communication is not quick. It's not a fast turnaround. So in the market we were in 2 years ago, those offers were not being accepted because there was not a fast turnaround and people weren't waiting. They didn't have to. They had 30, 40 offers on the table, right? Now, if you can get with a counselor, you need to make sure you have all your stuff submitted to that counselor in the NACA program. I'm talking about every single week. Make sure you have all your documentation in because it takes one paper to throw off the whole deal when you're dealing with NACA because it's a third party. So it's a lot to order. Realtor is totally able to be done. I have worked with them. I'm very familiar with the program. I think it's an amazing program. But I will say here in California, especially in Los Angeles County, yes, I'm talking about come move here with us. They actually have an outstanding program through Bank of America. There's 2 different programs they have available. They're actually called the same thing, which is really confusing. But one, they will give you down payment assistance, and they will also give you closing costs. And then another one, they're able to get rid of the PMI for you, and they might be able to switch you over to a conventional. So there's a lot of different programs. It's totally different for each person. It's hard to generalize everything because so many programs with different lenders that I work with.
Now, I hope you know about this because I wanted you to speak on it. Okay, so my 2 children, they got their VA loans. Okay, wait a minute. Before I do that now, let me back out because I see questions coming in. Hold on. I'm ready. Trying to move to San Francisco. First I'm hearing of that. Oh, how dare you? It's your fault. This all your fault. You getting a nasty DM. Look, so her question was, yet again, another good question. All of you guys are coming with some really good questions, and I really appreciate you. Let me say this real quick for everybody that's coming in. We are talking to a wonderful realtor out in California. So if you have any real estate questions, drop them, and so far, she ain't missed one yet, so she's on point. But she asked, what about bankruptcies?
You know what? So bankruptcy, I believe you have to wait 3 to 4 years for it to fall off. And once it falls off, you're good to go. But I do think there's different type of bankruptcy. But I have an expert on that on my team. That's all that they do day in and day out. So I can definitely, depending on your situation, again, every situation is different. I can definitely find out for you and let you know exactly how long you might have to wait to purchase a home. Again, this is California. I like to just say that because someone will play this back and say, that's not how it is in Chicago. You're right.
Oh, girl, you already know. You already know.
Lender's on here. He said 4 years conventional for a Chapter 7. See, I told you, I work with the best. And then
okay, wait a minute. Hold on. All kinds of stuff is flying now. These must be your people that just came in. This must be your A-team that just came in here. Because when I tell you, baby, they dropping knowledge. I'm like, where did y'all come from? Damn. Said, what? Sorry, driving. Oh, no texting and driving. You stop that right now. She wants you to continue to work with her. Okay, so Q said, and Chapter 13.
yes. So 4 years conventional for Chapter 7, and then 2 years for FHA GOR. He said, sorry, driving. And you said Chapter 13. Okay, Willie will answer in a minute, but yeah, he's part of my team. He's amazing. So yeah. So that's
No, he's not going to answer. He's not going to answer until he stops driving.
He's no joke.
So now my question, I have a question for, and I'm pretty sure you probably know the answer, but so well, it's not really a question. I want you to tell people about the VA loan, as far as siblings can go in on a house together.
Oh, yes. Yes. How what your girls did, your find theirs, and then they were able to put together. Okay.
They went in half on it. Each one of them got their VA loan, and then they put the VA loans together and bought the house.
So both of them are veterans, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So if you're a veteran and you can link up with another veteran, like she said, her daughters were able to come together, then you guys are able to have more buying power, and then you're able to execute and buy that home together. Now that's on one home, correct? Yes. And
yes.
So then they're able to own it together. So then they would have equal parts of ownership. Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Yeah, because a lot of people, and like I was an FRG leader for the military, and so for the Army. And when the soldiers were deploying, they would do these yellow ribbons. Okay. And it gives them a buttload of information for a weekend. They got to sit through classes and everything. But one of the things that I noticed was every time they got to talking about the VA loan, not one time did they ever say that the siblings, could go in together. And I'm like, why aren't you telling them that? Tell people that. So military didn't know that they could go in together and get a house.
Yeah, and you know what?
That wasn't a selling point for the Army.
And maybe they know. To be totally honest with you, some people, everybody's different and everybody has a different background. My team would definitely know that, but again, everybody is different. Yeah. And sometimes quiet as is kept. Maybe they didn't want you guys to know.
They didn't.
Okay.
They didn't, because these were DA people that were coming and talking to them. So, they didn't want to know.
Okay. No, what it's true.
But yeah, I definitely wanted, us to make sure we got that in here. Now, let me ask you, because I heard you say two soldiers, do they not have to be siblings? Can it just be two soldiers?
California, I believe they have to be linked in some way, like,
okay. Yeah.
Married, some type of connection. And then also, I'm glad that we did that, because I'm going to segue into ownership. So you can have, and I'm not even talking about the VA, I'm just talking about in general. You can have you hear people all the time talking about they're going to take 4 different people or they're going to invest together. But it's really important everybody has equal ownership in that home, because you just never know what happen. And I'm not talking about, like, yes, there could be a disagreement, but there could be a death. Things happen. I know in the last 2 years, that things happen at a blink of an eye. We've always known that, but we've really seen it in the last 2 years. So you want to make sure, and that's called vesting or the title. And so you want to make sure that that you both have equal ownership in whatever it is that you're doing with that person. I know a lot of people buy property and they're not married. That can definitely be tricky, right? Depending on what state you're in, especially how you are together or you're not together. Am I recommending against it? No. But should everybody in the party who's connected to that, you know, have equal ownership and protect themselves? Absolutely. Because again, you know, God forbid things happen. People are married, they get divorced. It happens, right? You know, unfortunately.
It does.
And so all that property, I call it real property, any type of property you have, has to be split down the middle in California, depending on how long you've been together. And if you bought it together, oh yeah. If you bought it together, you absolutely.
I might move to California after all.
So now you're coming to Cucamonga. Okay.
Now I'm coming. In Massachusetts, it's really tough to buy a house without being married. Wow, that sucks.
Who said that?
This comment down here
Oh,
says in Massachusetts, it's really tough to buy a house without being married. What? Darn.
Why? I wonder why. That's odd.
Do you happen to know why? That sucks.
No, I would have to talk to a Massachusetts realtor because that doesn't. I don't, because anybody can buy as long as you can afford it. Then maybe it's have two incomes versus one income.
Might be.
There's no laws. I know there's definitely no law against, you know, a single man or woman purchasing a home. It's probably more of a one income versus two income, which of course, absolutely, you know, in any state is difficult to buy. How difficult is it to purchase commercial real estate? It's not that difficult. It's actually not different than purchasing a home. And then also I wanted to talk about, because I know I am running down on time. Wait
a minute. I didn't even see that question I don't even see that question you just read. What the world?
A little bit. It's not, and it's not to buy commercial real estate. It's just like buying real estate. Now there are some additional steps and there are different ways to go. And then we also do residential on my team. So we do residential and commercial. So there's different paperwork and different things that maybe do, and there's different things that we ask for if you're doing commercial versus residential, but it's along the lines of the same transaction, I like to say. But I always tell people, if you're going to buy a home, you might as well buy what's called a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex, right? So that means you live in one of the units is your primary, and we call it, as a lot of people call it, house hacking. So you live in one of the units, and say you get a 4-unit, you live in one, that's your primary, and then you're charging rent for the other 3, right? So then you're having different income, 3 different rents that are coming in that are helping pay your mortgage, and you're the owner. And say you don't want them to know you're the owner, hire a property manager. Say about it. You know, there's so many different ways we can work it. I always like to give people different strategies to create generational wealth, because as we know, for a long time, we weren't able to own property ever, right? And so I love that now we can take the power back. That's why I like to worry about what my husband and I are doing, because you have a lot of choices when you can create equity and you can create wealth in real estate. And if you look up the most wealthy people in any country, but especially here, it's mostly tied to real estate. Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of real estate people out there. He said we call it a headache. That's the one that was talking about Massachusetts. Oh. Man, maybe you need to move to California.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Come on.
Look, I'm gonna have my whole following out in California.
Bring it.
But look, you and I need to get together. I'm gonna step aside from real estate right quick and just say this before I forget it. But no, we need to get together because my Black Business Expo that I do, they keep wanting me to bring it to California.
Oh, please.
So me and you need to have a conversation.
Conferences, events, all types of, yes, please.
Yeah, and because as soon as I heard you say at the very beginning, what you've been doing for 20 years, and look, I'm a little slow because I've been sick and under the weather and crap, so you got to bear with me. But it just popped in my head after 54 minutes.
But it can.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, I definitely want us to have a conversation one day about trying to get my, well, not trying, but bringing my Black Business Expo out there. When I did it here in Virginia, I had 3 businesses fly in from California.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we would. Oh, California was
Yeah.
bringing boys. Yeah,
And you're close to Vegas.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of businesses that follow me in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And Texas.
We're about 3 hours from Vegas, but yeah, it's just a plane ride. This is the plane ride.
Yeah. So on a side note, you know, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, you and I gonna get together and talk about that. I would love to bring the expo out there to California. Okay, so it says in Massachusetts, if you have a tenant that doesn't pay their rent, the courts favor the tenant. Oh hell no.
Oh, that happened in California. So especially during
you gotta pay your bills. Come on now.
I know, but especially during this pandemic, because so many people
yeah.
sick, they passed away, or they lost their jobs, or a combination of two, right? So one of the two or three.
Yeah.
They had a lot of protection. I know out here, it actually ends at the end of the next month. So I know that whole, we call it was like a rent moratorium. That actually is all in. The courts are going to be picking back up. So a lot of people are going to be evicted. They're going to have to get out, or they're going to have to get caught up. But at this point, I mean, if you haven't paid in 2 years, I'm sure they just want you to go. So yeah.
But Virginia already they started evicting people last year. It was all over the news, different apartment complexes. I'm talking 200 people at a time. Yeah. And they were told, you need to get out now. My thing is, how you go a whole year and you ain't paid your rent?
Oh, some people have gone too. What do you mean? I know I have clients who lost
People went 2 years and didn't pay their rent?
Yes. I have clients.
No way.
Yes, I have clients who had to sell their home because the renter wasn't paying. So they couldn't get them out. They could not evict them. They were protected. So they literally had to sell their properties. I had clients that I had to help them sell their properties because that was the only way to get the tenant out. So they lost their property, sadly, because they couldn't. Or, you know, you're buying properties, but that property is for something. That's not just, that money's not just sitting there. And so if you're not getting the rent and you're relying on the rent to pay for that property and you're not getting the rent, you can't afford that property anymore. That happened to a lot of people.
Right.
Not just in California.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's very sad.
Kristen said California is a much more liberal state.
But
gotcha.
Yeah, they are. But but a lot of states were protecting renters for the last 2 years. But again, like I said, in the next 30 days, that's done. So yeah,
Virginia already started that as soon as our new governor took over as a wrap. Started evicting everybody. Yeah, everybody and their mama.
Since they've been telling them the date since like 2 years ago, and putting it on their page like every other day, like a countdown, like 30 days, like
Mike, Q said, I know people a year behind. I know people a year behind the pandemic hit so many so hard it did. Squatters laws.
Absolutely.
What is, for people that don't know, because Kristen just brought that up, what is a squatter? Some people may not know. What's the squatter law?
Squatter law is different in every state. So I always tell people, if you let somebody come stay with you, don't let them stay longer than 28 days. Do not let them change their address to your address. No, your mail can go to a P.O. box. You can get your mail or send it to your mama's house. You know how we do. Send it to your mama's house. You can't send it to my house at Rancho Cucamonga, okay? So, you know, you have to be careful because it is true. So you have a lot of people who they're trying to be nice.
And let people stay with them.
Let people stay with them. Oh, I need to change my address. Oh, okay. I need an address to put on my ID because you can't get an ID without. Oh, okay. Well, after those 28 days and that mail coming to that house, they've set up what is considered residency. So then they can have squatter rights. I mean, it's very tricky. How
do you get them out? Take them to court?
You'd have to take them to court.
You have to essentially you have to evict them.
Yes. Which in itself can get scary. Yeah, there was a case where there was a nanny. The nanny had been with the family a long time. They were all getting along. And then they wanted to fire the nanny. They didn't want the nanny there, but she was what's called an au pair. So she lived in the home. and it got ugly. It got ugly. Yeah. But
he said, don't do it in Massachusetts.
oh,
Heck no. Kristen said, I used to live in San Francisco, California. I had a crazy woman rent a room in my house. Never again. Yeah, because you never know, who. I tell everybody, you can say you know somebody all you want. You could have known them 20 years, but you don't truly know somebody until you live with them.
woo, girl, say that again.
That's when you find out their true colors and you find out who they are, and they be leaving their underwear all over the place. I mean, just nasty.
It's so, the thing is to have a contract in place. If that person needs to stay longer than 28 days, I still would not let my address. but you need to have a contract in place. And whatever that contract says is up to you. If they sign it and you get it notarized, it is what it is. So if they don't.
Okay, now let me ask you about that, because you said if they get it notarized, then that stands, right?
In California, again.
Okay.
California, I don't know about Massachusetts. I don't know about Chicago. I don't know about the other states or what you need to do. But here, if you get a contract and you're the one and you're able to do that. But see, people do things like they're renting and then they do what's called subletting. So then they'll let someone over their rent. In a certain situation, that's illegal. So then you get yourself in a bind because now your name is on the apartment, but you sublet it to somebody else. So you just got to keep everything above board. And if you're there and the owner says it's okay for you to go ahead and bring somebody in, then that's great. Go ahead and do that. But I would talk to the owner about getting a contract in place for that additional tenant. Right. Because if they don't close, then you and the tenant have a copy of that contract. It's notarized, signed it, it's dated. That's the law. Get them out. Right. Now, if you don't have it.
Right. And make sure you get it notarized, because without it being notarized, it's no good.
It's no good. And I do notary as well. Call your girl.
Look, she a one-stop shop, y'all. So he said in Massachusetts, subletting is legal. Okay.
Yeah. See, in California, in certain areas, it's not. And that gets a lot of people in trouble.
I don't think it is here. Oh. I see a lot of people doing it, but I don't think it's legal. I think if they get caught, they're going to be in trouble.
It's going to be a problem.
Because see, that's why I asked you about the notary thing, because like my ex-husband and I, we had a contract between the two of us that we started when we got married, and it was notarized, but it was never filed through the courts. It was just notarized. So what happened in the divorce was, because we never took it through the courts and we just got it notarized, it was non and void. It wasn't valid. So I won.
Always have to file it. It always has to be filed concrete.
Yeah, see, we didn't file it through the courts because we went to a lawyer. And the lawyer was like, yeah, I'll draw it up for you and we'll notarize it and we're good. So that's what happened. But he never told us it needed to go through the court system. So it wasn't until we went to get our divorce that I found out that nice little paper that didn't go through the court system, and it was just notarized. Wow. It doesn't mean anything. Pay me my money.
Right. And crazy because he's a lawyer better. He knew he could have filed and had his assistant do that. That's
well, I lived in some old hick town, and the lawyer might not even known the law, to be honest, because they just give law degrees away in Brunswick County. So, but yeah, that's why I asked you about the notary part, because I mean, that
file the paperwork. You always want to file it with the county.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you file it with the county and then it's recorded. So,
right. It's on record at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, look, is there anything that we overlooked? Anything that, people just absolutely have to know about buying a house that we didn't touch base on. I want to make sure we don't leave anything important out.
Okay, I'm like, there's so much. I honestly really urge everyone to tune into our Real Estate Queens, King and Things podcast, because we actually, the whole first season is dedicated to that. We run through scenarios. We talk about home buying 101. We talk about investment 101. We talk about even hiring contractors if you're building a home, what to do, what not to do, because that could be a nightmare in itself. So we run through all of that. So I definitely encourage that. And that's definitely in my link as well.
Too cool. Oh, you're more than welcome, sweetie. Your time is coming, because I see you Saturday at the expo. I have a virtual expo this Saturday, and the facts are one of the vendors for the expo. So that's what you need to do. Get involved with one of the expos.
No, I can't see what's I can't see the comments anymore. I don't know what happened, but that's fine. But yeah, I would love to. Yeah,
that would be super cool. They're virtual. I do everything virtual. They're just like my face-to-face expos, but they're virtual. We do them live on Instagram. Everybody comes, everybody signs up, and I do them from 9 to 3, just like my face-to-face expos. And everybody that signs up, they have 10 minutes to promote their business, and depending on if you're a spotlight vendor or a sponsor, then you'll go live with me during the week leading up to the expo. But there's so much fun.
Okay.
There's so much fun. And you'll be able to get all your information out there.
Oh.
But you got to talk fast. You can't be saying what city you live in, because that takes 5 minutes alone to say. So you can't be talking about it. You can't even bring that name up, girl. But yeah, I would love to have you. And anytime you ever want to come back on Talk About It Tuesday, even if you, because, real estate is stressful.
Right.
Buying a house is stressful.
Yes.
Trying to become a real estate agent can be stressful. So I do mental health Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
Come on a mental health Monday so we can talk about the stress of it all. The stress, because I know when my girls were buying, when they were buying the house, they were so stressed.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't, because I had all the information they needed, stored away and stuff, but they were stressed. And the day they had to sign their stack of papers, they were like, we feel like we're joining the army again. I don't know.
I know.
Almost the same. You're committed.
It's a lot of paperwork. I actually do loan signing. I do loan signing. I'm a loan signing notary. And so, no, I know those documents inside and out from a loan signing standpoint. And yeah, you feel like you're signing your life away. That's part of the stress.
Yeah.
There's no way for you to possibly understand it. I'm a loan signing agent and a realtor. It's a lot of paperwork. It's over 300.
Yeah.
By the time you're done with your transaction, there's probably like 700 different papers you've signed. So yeah.
To buy a house.
To buy a home. Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot of paperwork. But yes, so I definitely want you to come back. Just go on the website and click to join one of the Mental Health Mondays, because buying a house can be stressful for some people, so
or all of that.
Yeah. And realtors, and all this knowledge that you just dropped in an hour, it doesn't even scratch the surface of what you know. So that right there should tell people how stressful this. You got to know all of this.
Yeah.
You got to keep all of this and be able to tell. Somebody ask you a question, you got to be able to shoot the answer out. And that was one of the things tonight. You didn't miss a beat. Answered every question like clockwork. And then your staff your partners came in, and they driving down the road. I guess they must have been listening to it, and here they come with dropping the numbers and stuff. So yeah, I definitely would love for you to come on a mental health Monday. And if you want to have a couple of your staff members, you know, you guys, your partners with you, because the live will let us have up to 3 people.
Oh yeah,
I can have 3 people in, so you can definitely, you know, bring somebody else, you know, on the live with you, so you guys can talk about the stress of buying a house, the stress of becoming a realtor, to be able to sell you, you know, for you to be able to get a house, and also the stress on the realtor side when it comes time for somebody to buy a house. You know, because you guys got to make sure all the paperwork's right. You got to cross all the T's and dot all the I's. And how much paperwork? How many pages did you just say?
100. At least.
Oh, that's great.
At least.
That's a lot of paperwork.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of factors that come into that, because if you have other programs, you have other papers. And yeah, the real estate agent is the project manager. A lot of times people think, oh, you can just get to show the home and that's the fun part. I wish that was all we did.
Right?
Everyone says they just look nice and open the door. I wish.
And you're thinking, yeah, right.
A lot of research. I know a lot of myself and a lot of my coworkers that I work with, we research the market every single day. Rates actually change every single day. We work with top partners to make sure that we're on top of it. I go to ongoing training as well as my entire team. I'm with the dynamic team. Shout out to team. And so we make sure we're on top of everything at all times, because we know that this is one of the most important, if not the most important purchase that someone can make in their life.
I think it is the most important purchase that somebody could make, because it's a 30-year commitment.
That's right. And we don't take that
lightly. You know, that's longer than you're having your kid. You really only got to do 18 years.
Yeah. Personally, sometimes it's longer than people's marriages. So,
yep.
You know.
Sure is. Okay, women. So we felt like we signed our firstborn, arms, legs, and everything in between. I know that's right.
Wait, let me tell you, you guys.
Look, Massachusetts doing y'all like that. You look, y'all better move to California.
I'm telling you, same here. I'm telling you that paperwork is no joke. Like we're literally in escrow. I'm representing us. I understand the paperwork, and it still stresses me out because it's just it's just so much. And I tell people all the time, this is just the beginning. Please understand. A lot of it is electronic now. You know, again, during the pandemic, all had to shift. So obviously we're in paperwork. But I have older clients. They want everything printed out. Do you hear me? Every single curried over. I have to have it sent over. I have to go over every single thing. I do it, of course, because again, there's a lot of money involved in these transactions. So I will do it, and I respect them. But some, I literally have to print every single thing out.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's a lot. Our elders, look, gotta love them.
I was raised right.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Girl, I have enjoyed this live with you tonight. Well, I tell you, my face hurts from all the laughing and the giggling. Oh my gosh, it has been an amazing live. Fax, thank you so much for hanging in there with us, man. Hello. So tell them one more time about your podcast, because matter of fact, when you say it this time, I'm going to write it down.
Okay, so the name of it, and you can listen to it anywhere where you can get your podcast. So it's Real Estate Queens, Kings, and Tings, Tings. And again, that's with there's 4 of us total. I'm one of the queens. And then we have amazing Queen Crystal. She's representing Chicago. We have Queen Ashley. She's representing, I would call it hot Atlanta. So Atlanta. And then we also have Queen Dana, and she's representing New York for us. So in Maryland.
That is so cool.
And so, yeah, we have a wealth of knowledge between us. We have over 25, 30 years of knowledge between all of us. And we've actually, some of us have lived in different states, so we know about different states. But again, we can help you in all 50 states. And
that is awesome.
National as well.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, and international. You said that earlier. Don't leave it out.
Yeah, I know people are looking for retirement or they're looking for investment property and they can't buy another in their state, but they can buy one in Mexico. They can buy one, you know, in Barbados. They can buy one in Jamaica. You know, so we have a Dominican Republic is really popular as well right now. So yeah, anywhere you need to buy, I can definitely connect you to one of my partners.
I love it. I just love it. I have enjoyed talking to you tonight, and you and I are going to get together on a Mental Health Monday, because I think that would be a good Mental Health Monday, you know, because people do get, you know, stressed out buying houses and then trying to get their ducks in a row, you know, when it comes time to needing to talk to one of you guys. And then even after they talk to y'all and they get all the information, they're like, the hell am I going to do? You know, this is a lot, and I don't know.
Yes.
So yeah,
another agent, and I would also bring in my lender. That way we would have all our bases.
Yeah.
We would be able to answer any and all questions. So it could be like a Q&A. Like if you're buying a house, you definitely want to jump on here. So yeah, I would love to.
Absolutely. So you let me know when you y'all get together, figure out you know, a good Monday for all of you. Yeah, that would be awesome. A Q&A, you know, for all of you would be awesome. And I can put everybody on the flyer, you know, like realtor under you. And if you're bringing your lender under there, you know, and all that good stuff. That way people will know who, you know, each person is.
Yeah, because that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that there's so many different parts to a transaction. So when I say team, I really mean a dream team. So there's a lot of key players, and I'll be able to bring on those key players so we can just cover it all for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Kristen said yes. It was a pleasure meeting you tonight.
Oh, thank you so much.
And she's out in Colorado, but she used to live in California for a little bit. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on, and we'll be in touch about.
Absolutely, girl. I enjoyed this. I mean, we've been on here for an hour and 17 minutes, and it does not seem like we've been on here that long, because we just been talking and cutting up and laughing. And yeah, this funny name over here with this city that you live in. Look, I'm gonna text this to my ex-husband. He lives in Dallas, Texas now, but he was in San Diego, California. I might ask him if he knows where that is. And we're like, did you hear this while you was there? No, you know what? I'll wait till he gets here. He's coming Thursday. I'll wait till he gets here and be like, look, do you know where this is? I know a lady out there that's having a house built. I need to go holler at her.
I'm just saying, the Empire, if you want to buy in California, that's where it's at.
I know that's right. Yeah, well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this. And get with your team.
Yes.
And find out when's an available date for you, for you guys. You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that, you know, y'all could be in different locations and I could bring all of you in. But if y'all could pick a day that you could all be in the same room, and then everybody could just talk. If there's more than two people.
Yes, we could make that happen. We're all not too far. I was thinking of when you were telling me we're pulling Bear Bay. It might be easy to do. You know, we can have how many? 4 you said?
Well, two more. I think two more. It's you and I, and then I think we can bring in two more. I've only done 3. I've never done 4. So
no. So what we can do is we can also rotate. Like for the first minutes, I can have a certain part of the team, and then the next 30 minutes we can rotate and then so we can do that.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. And then everybody could still be in, and they could be commenting in the comments, you know, like the one driving. Except they won't be driving, they'll be stationary.
I know this light is changing on me from day to night, so I'm sorry.
You're fine.
No.
But yeah, let me know, you know, when you guys are available to do that. I think that would be a really good live for mental health Monday.
Yeah, so the key players in any transaction, of course, is a real estate agent, but then you also have the title company, and then you also have the escrow company, and then you also have the lender. So I'll be able to bring
The
you
lender.
players, and then that way they'll be able to answer those specific questions for
Yeah.
any people who has them, whether it's for me, the escrow, the title, or the lender. So those are the key players in any transaction.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you let me know. Well, just go on the website and sign up and pick whatever day you guys are available, and we'll make it happen. And then whoever's going to be with you, when you fill out the form, just upload a picture of them to each one of them as well, like you did for you. Just upload, all of their pictures as well, and in the caption you can put who's who and all that, and I'll be able to put all that on the flyer.
And then I'll have to do a different one with the queens, but I definitely want the queens on.
Oh my God, yes, that would be awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna do a couple. I can see this now. We're gonna do a couple, especially if Q talking about moving out to California. Her, because she's only 3 hours from me right now.
Okay.
She
Well,
moved.
now you have some friends in California to come see.
Okay. No, but you and I are going to get together too when you get some free time, because I want to talk about, trying to get the expo out there, because I don't know anything about the area, and I do know a couple of the businesses out there told me that depending on where you do it, the venues are like outrageous.
Oh yeah, it can be wild. But no, in the Inland Empire, it's definitely more affordable again than Los Angeles. So I will present everything to you. So I will let you know. That in my sleep. I've been doing that for 20 years. So I love it.
I know that's right, girl. Talk your shit. I know that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I have had a ball tonight, girl. It was a rough earlier part of my day because I felt like crap. But I took a shower, got myself together. As soon as you sent the email, I was like, uh-oh, it's almost go time. Let me get myself together. But yes,
I'm ready.
Yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed this, and you have all kinds of information that our community needs. I don't want our community to think that they can't buy a house. I don't want our community to think that is out of their reach. No. You know what I mean? I don't. So many people think, oh, I can't buy a house. No, I want them to know that they can, and there's programs out there to help them, like the NACA program.
Absolutely, and then like I said, my lender partners, they have all types of programs, and
that's awesome.
Getting our community educated. That's definitely one of the reasons. I know when my family bought in Pasadena, they bought the family home for $25,000. It's been in our family over 100 years, and we were one of the first Black families to live in that city. So I know how important home ownership is, and I've seen how it's blessed my family and continues to bless my family. And my husband and I are continuing the legacy. So I'm very passionate about educating us, no matter where we're at. And I always tell my thing, there is not a dumb question. The only dumb question is the question not asked, because you're over there stressing, and I can get the answer for you if I don't know.
Right. Yeah. That is amazing. I am so happy to hear that y'all kept that house that long, because that's one of the biggest things in our community. When grandma dies, they sell the house.
And what's even more sad is grandma's lived in it, not realize that she had life tenancy, meaning only grandma could live there until she passed away, thinking grandma owned the house, and grandma didn't own the house. That happens a lot.
Dad.
I can't even start, but
so that's what, and that's another reason I wanted to do another live, because you guys have a lot of information that our community needs, and I just don't want our community to think that they can't own. You don't have to rent your whole life. You can own. There are programs out here.
You can own 2. You can own 3. You can own a 4-plex, 5-plex, 6-plex, live in one, and let the rest of your tenants.
See, now that right there. I like that idea.
Yes, house.
Live in one and rent. And what was that? A fourplex you called it?
You would live in one, and then the other 3 tenants would pay the mortgage, so you could potentially live rent free. I mean, there's so many different
I ain't
ways.
never heard of a fourplex.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I've heard of the duplex.
Oh yeah. So that's 2.
But
yeah,
yeah,
so you
I've
have
never heard of
yeah.
the 4 one. That's cool.
Work your all the way up to an apartment building, and that's limitless.
Girl. But that's what our community needs.
Oh no.
Yeah,
because we're paying the rent, and I tell people all the time, you're paying the rent to somebody, right? So
yeah.
You're
paying his mortgage for him.
I'll just say, hey, you're paying a mortgage.
Yeah.
Your mortgage.
Exactly. If you can pay his mortgage, you can pay your mortgage. He said in in Massachusetts, it's normal.
Okay. Yes. Oh, to house hack. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes you have to get creative. Sometimes and like California is a higher price point. I've told some of my clients, you might need to go invest in Atlanta, or you might need to go and invest in Arizona, or you might need to go invest in Las Vegas, and then use that money from that tenant to buy over here. Again,
right.
There's different ways that we can go about it, which is why our consultations are free, and they're only based on that client. Because what's going to work?
Oh, no, he said no, to own fourplexes
Is normal.
The thing you were talking about,
House hacking.
Live in one, rent 3. He said that's normal in Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, and I tell people, if you're going to buy a home, you might as well look into getting a duplex, or 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, because that can pay for your mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. See, you have all this information.
Oh, I would love to educate all of us. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
And I love to share. So absolutely.
Oh, that is awesome. So I'm super excited. Super excited. So you just let me know.
Okay.
When you guys would be available to do a mental health Monday, because I think it would be beneficial. Because I know I want our community to buy and stop renting, and I want them to understand that we can do it. Yeah. Stop being scared. You might have to stop eating at McDonald's every day.
Right.
You're gonna have to get that credit right. Yeah. But you can do it. There's programs like the programs that your lenders have, and that NACA program, and there are programs out here for us.
And like I said, we offer that blueprint to home ownership no matter where you're at. If you're like, I know I have stuff on my credit, I don't have any money, I don't know what to do, that's okay. We're going to help you. We're going to tell you exactly what you need. So I'm all for starting from point 0, taking you all the way towards home ownership for sure. I look forward to it.
I love that.
So.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You are an awesome realtor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because I've met a lot of realtors over my years, and some of them do not care about the clients, at all. It's just all about making their money,
Oh,
and I'm just like,
I'm home. We're going to get it for you how we need to get it, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. I just need you to listen and do what we say, and I promise you we will get you into a home. That's it. Short, sweet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Christina said, invest in yourself. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's because if you will.
That is true. Very true. And it is all about generational wealth.
110. Tell people that all the time. My goal is to create generational wealth. I don't want my kids fighting over a house. They will have their own houses. I'm dedicated to it. So, again, everybody's goals are different, and so you have to find what works for you, and we can help you every step of the way, for your first house, your second house, third house, to that apartment building, what commercial property, or even for, like you said, creating generational wealth. I help you and I help your babies, whatever it is that you need, whatever you need me to do.
Oh, that is awesome. I'm so glad we did this live.
Yes.
I am. It's been great. Girl, we've been on here an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
Look, it doesn't seem that long though. you know, when you get talking and everybody was in the comments talking too, I mean, just everybody's talking. So, you know, you lose track of time, which the good thing is I don't punch anybody's clock. So we can be on Black Connections as long as we want, because it's mine. Now, Instagram will shut us down in 4 hours. They'll let us talk for 4 hours, but see, I've been there, done that too. With my expos, I shut down the expo at 3 hours and 30 minutes, and then I publish it. I post it on Instagram, and then I turn around, come right back in.
I love it.
No, they're not stopping nothing over here. I would love to work on a home. Can you guide me? Absolutely, she can.
Yes, please. Yes, so anybody feel free to DM me. My link is in my link tree. You can call me, you can DM me, you can email me. My website is www.Xandrea. Okay, so let me spell my name. I said like it's Tina. No, Xandrea. So
right.
Andrea. My last name is Garay, Garay.com. So it is my name. So XandreaGaray.com. But you can feel free to click on my face right now, and then you'll be able to go straight to my page. All my information is in the bio. Nothing is hidden. I am easy to find.
Yes, everybody click and follow her now, because when I tell you, baby, she has dropped some gems tonight. We've been doing this for 1 hour and 31 minutes, and she has been on point, and so has the rest of her team. They driving down the road dropping gems. I love it. I love it. That is awesome. Okay, so you get together with the team, hit the website, sign up for whatever Mental Health Monday works for you. I'm super excited to meet the rest of the crew, and to for you guys to drop some more gems on our community that needs it.
Actually, might bring in a psychiatrist, because when you mention the word fear, there's a lot. There's a lot of fear in our community, which will keep anything. So I think I'll start with her and my lender. And then I'll bring in the rest of the group the next 30 minutes, because we have got to get past that fear of home ownership. It's real.
Yes.
I've seen it right before my eyes. I'm talking about offer accepted, and they just retreat. So it is a real thing. So I definitely will, see if I can integrate that with a psychologist, if she's available. But if not, I'll bring on the rest of my team. But
she's not available that day, then, we can do another day.
Right. Yeah,
Hey, Taylor on the road. He's in Australia.
Oh, nice. Hey.
He said greetings from down under.
Nice.
Yeah. That's why I like doing these lives, because Black Connections is global. I live in Virginia, but my reach is global. And as you see, he's in Australia. So I have people that, follow me from all over. I have a huge following in the UK. United Kingdom. Yeah. Did I say that right? No. I did. Okay. So, and Nigeria. Ooh. Huge following in both of those places. And it's amazing. That's why I love doing these lives. Absolutely. I don't pay attention to how many people come and go in the room, none of that stuff.
Oh, no.
Because it goes on my wall, and it's always there, and people are always able to see it. And I think it is important, for us to get the word out about our businesses globally, But there's, you know what? You ain't said nothing but a word right there. He said, but there's no fear in paying $200 for a pair of Jordans.
Now, listen, you said it, and I agree. You said it, and I agree.
Yeah.
And we have to go back to what is the priority and what is the end game? What kind of generational wealth are you trying to leave? Even if it's not for your nieces or your nephews, what type of legacy you leave behind?
Exactly.
Right.
You can't leave. I mean, you can leave them a room full of sneakers.
you can, but you know,
I mean,
house, you know,
ain't nobody gonna do nothing with them. They're not gonna make no money. You know, none of that. You can't live in them sneakers.
owning that house with a room of sneakers. There you go.
There you go. You can have a whole room with nothing but sneakers. Exactly. Well, girl, it has been amazing. You have dropped so many gems tonight, and I'm super, super excited to get together with you and the team on a Mental Health Monday. And I mean, you know, the Mental Health Monday runs an hour, but I mean, if we can go over,
right. Yeah.
you know, if you want to bring in the team, you know, and drop gems, right. I am totally cool with that. I mean, we could do 1 hour. I shut it down and we come back in, you know, and do the next hour, or we could just keep going.
Right.
I'm flexible. I'm flexible. Look, this is not the typical news station. I'm not gonna cut y'all off. I'm gonna let you keep going. You ain't getting just 30 seconds here.
Questions, because I'm, you know, like I said, they're probably buying all over. They're thinking about investing. So I'm definitely going to bring my dream team. That way we can answer all the questions, or even equity. How can they use their equity? How can they reinvest? So my dream team, because I'm interested in hearing all the equity stuff, you know, for my kids just, you know, buying this. So yeah, I definitely want us to get together again. So yeah, you just hit the website and let me, you know, it'll let me know once you filled it out, and then y'all are on the calendar, and I'll set up the flyers and we'll make it do what it do. Yeah, I'm going to get with the team. And like I said, I'll do one with my dream team, and then I'll do it with my podcast too. So we're going into season 2.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, Mental Health Mondays are important to me because it's, you know, our community doesn't like to talk about it and things like that.
I always say we don't have mental health. We don't have anything. So.
No. So I'm looking forward to us, you know, doing the Mental Health Mondays. So yeah, y'all set, you know, talks amongst yourselves, figure out a good Monday for you guys, and I'll be here.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your spotlight. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank your team for the text messages. We won't talk about the fact that they're driving, but tell them thank you so much for chiming in, though. I really appreciate that a lot, and I appreciate you. And keep up. Oh, no, don't worry that you missed it. I'm getting ready to put it on my page. You can go back and watch it.
And can you tag me too? I think I might be able to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All your information is going to be under the video. You want people to move to California, right? I don't know about that rancho place, but we might can get them out there.
Rancho Cucamonga now. You gotta come now.
Rancho Cucamonga. Girl, I'm coming because I just want to see the sign. Welcome to.
Girl, it's big and it's everywhere. You can't nothing out here, honey.
I know you lying. That sign is big. What? Oh, I'm coming now because I want to see. Look, we getting ready to set this expo up, girl. You not about to set this expo up. We're gonna come out there and do. We're gonna come out there and do it out there.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a hit.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Do y'all have a lot of black people out there? I knew it. With that name.
Hey, no, we do, but not like. See, I'm from Pasadena. So where I was raised, the principal was black. The admin was black. Security was black. You know. So as I have moved, you know, when we left the first time to the other one, I was like, what is it? Where are we at?
She said, said like 10. I love it.
I
See, she over here, Zandy, and I found your nicknames because she typed Zandy. So she over here talking about, yes, like 10. Oh, see, now I ain't coming out there. It is a Black Business Expo.
where I used to live. She's talking about where I used
What we gonna have to do? Bust the Black people to the event?
No. Here we're good. I'm saying I'm talking about the city before. I was like, what is happening in Twilight Zone? But no, that's why we had to move away from Kids Start School. We came to
Right.
So no, we are here and we are strong, and I'm definitely tapped into all the communities here on purpose.
Good.
No, we show up and show out here. Yeah, I run a lot of people.
She said, so okay, there are 50. I love her.
I can't see. Okay.
ARISEN Fitness.
Oh, Doreen, you're so silly, girl. There's more than there are in San Dimas. Now, we used to live in the other city. That's why she's like, oh. But no, now where I am is definitely way more diverse.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I love it. I have
Too cool. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited because I definitely would love to bring my expo out there because I take 100 Black-owned businesses and I put them in the same room.
Love it.
And
really huge.
she said, okay, 100.
Oh my
Look, that's good because that's all I need is 100.
here.
I like her. When I come, make sure I get to meet her. Cause she ain't here telling me what you ain't telling me.
So she's amazing. She's about to be 50. That girl don't look a day over 30. Do you hear me?
I love it. I love it.
So I've actually done that with 100 different Black-owned businesses out here in the IE. I've helped run a couple of pop-ups and conventions like that. So yep, I definitely have you. I got you.
Oh, well, that is awesome. Yeah, I would love to come out there and take it. My goal is to take it out of Virginia.
Oh.
And because my 2 expos were here in Richmond, Virginia. But I've had so many people tell me, can you please come here? Can you please come here? Can you please come here? And then I got sick. And so I wasn't able to do anything. But yeah, I would like to try to go to, this year, I would like to try, to get in at least one state. If I can make it happen.
California, where's that? Come to California. We'll make it happen.
I love it. I love it. Yes. So we will get together.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that.
Yes.
And then Mental Health Monday. Let me know what, Mondays work for y'all. Just hit the website and then we'll get that, going because I think you guys on a Mental Health Monday would be great.
Oh yeah. Thank you. We would love to do
Yeah. It's needed.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the team and get it in, get the form in, and get us all submitted. Thank you so much.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Sounds good. I enjoyed you. We are, wait a minute. Can you say, she wants you to say that name again. Love the way you say it. I got to go. She said, say the name of your city.
Oh, Rancho Cucamonga.
I'm going to need to do the research on where that name came from. I got questions.
I know it sounds like a comic book name. I promise you, been living here for the last 13 years. It's real. It's real.
I just need to know where they came up with that name.
You know how they just started.
Oh, she wants me to say it. Girl, I don't know how to say that mess. Okay, say it again.
Cucamonga.
Wait, Rancho?
Cucamonga.
Cucamonga.
I believe in you. You did it.
I won't be able to say it next live.
You'll have to look at this.
Miss Fitness, I only did that for you, girl. I ain't saying that for nobody else. I'm going to be like, huh? What?
I know.
Look, she got to go back. She's got to go back and catch the first part of the live when you first said it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to cut that part of the video out. Bye, sweetie. It was nice meeting you.
Bye.
Fax, I am so glad that you have enjoyed this. They said this has been a blast. Yes, these lives are always a blast because they're not traditional interviews. Right. We are just people sitting here having a conversation and laughing and joking and talking crap. You know, you can't go to the news station and do an interview like that. They're so stuffy. I'm not like that.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Having fun.
We have no structure, you know, with the lives. You know, we just come on here and year before, because I haven't been online in over 8 months, but I used to have like 10 questions that I would always ask. And then last night was my first live back. I didn't use my questions. I just said, screw it. Let's do this live. Kind of what I did with you.
I actually had a YouTube TV show, so I did that for a couple of years, and we found that once it was unstructured, we had so much more fun. You know, you just kind of go off the riff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I do these lives, because I want people to see the CEOs of the businesses. How many times do you go somewhere and you, like a restaurant, I'll use that as an example. Right. I've been to several restaurants. I mean, amazing Black-owned restaurants. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I knew who owned this restaurant so I could talk to them and tell them how wonderful the restaurant is, and owners nowhere to be found.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I'm just like, dang, you know. So I just started these lives because this right here is what people need to see, because this is what is going to get people following your page. Right. This is what's going to get people listening to your podcast. Right. This is what's going to get people sliding in your DM asking for help on a house, because they have sat here for an hour, 47, 10, 11, 12 minutes talking to you. Right. Hanging out with you, you know, building a rapport with you, you know, getting to know you. So then when they slide in your DM or they email you or they call you, they feel like they already know you. You know what I mean? And that's why I like to do the lives, because so many people are, you know, going on the websites and they're buying from people, or they're looking at people's websites, or they're going to their Instagram pages and they're like, I don't know. But then they come on here and they see them on a live and they're like, oh my God, oh, she's so cool. You know, she's just somebody I'd like to, you know, work with or collaborate with, and all that good stuff. Yeah. So that's why I do the lives. That's the real reason I started the lives, is so people could actually see the CEOs, not only see them, but be able to interact with them.
That's right. Amen. I love it. Yeah, me and my team will be back. Not get rid of us. We family now.
I know. Girl, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, this is awesome. And I have, you know, several, like I said, Black-owned businesses that have been trying to get me to come to California. So one of them is actually a makeup company out there. I'll send you her information. I can't remember. It's double something cosmetic. Okay. And her husband's a life coach, personal trainer, you know, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Shorty Red. But yeah, I'll be.
There 100 vendors. I didn't even blink. Okay, do it. Let's go. I'm done.
Girl, yeah. Now, if I can get more than 100 in there, I'm cool with that too. Okay. I just always try to get at least 100 in there. Absolutely. And I always have people I have to turn away. Yeah. So, you know, if we go over 100, if I can get over a space big enough to do over 100, I'm cool with that too. You know what I mean? So, because they only get one table. So
Right. Exactly.
we got plenty of space. It's one table, two chairs. The expos are a learning curve for our community. And I put the expos together because I had went to several pop-ups. I had went to several other expos, and I would take notes.
Right.
And then we have the NASCAR race here in Richmond, and they do a Southern Women's Show. It spans Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's 3 days.
Okay.
They yield 30,000 minimum through those doors that weekend. So I went in there, and I'm looking around.
Right.
They had 300 vendors. I went row to row to row to row.
Okay.
There was only 10 black businesses in that building out of 300.
Well, you said NASCAR, so I went, yeah, that's different. Yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Our community needs to understand we need to show up everywhere. I don't care if you're the only black business in there with 300 white businesses. You carry your tail up in there and you sell them products because you're going to sell them. They're going to buy them.
Because it's always, always amazing. Right. And my grandmother always told me closed mouths don't get fed. So
that's right. Look, ancestors are our best friends. They have been teaching us for years, and we didn't even really know it until we got older. And then we're like, you know what? Just like you just said, closed mouths don't get fed. You heard that, Look, Shorty Reg say show up and show out.
That's right.
And if you're the only black business in the building, so what? You stand at your table and you sell your products and you make it do what it do. But the reason I only do one table is because every expo, every pop-up, even the Southern Women's Show, because I was taking notes because I was actually working with one of the black-owned businesses. I was helping him out. So I was taking notes. And the way they had it, I think they were like 12 by 12. So they had 3 tables, 3 and 4 tables. And I'm walking by. And this was the black-owned businesses. They were the only ones I focused on because I only care about black connections.
Right.
Operative word, black. So I'm going around and I'm looking, and you got one person is like this on the phone. All their merchandise is on the table. They got 3 tables, and they're like this. I stood there for 10 minutes. That young lady never looked up until I hit her table. I took my hand, I smacked her table, and she jumped. And I was like, hey, girl, how you doing? She was like, hey. And I'm like, are you selling these products? Yeah. I was like, quick question, how many of you sold today? And she was like, well, none. I said, you know why? No. Put your phone down. I said, you got to put your phone down. Yeah. I said, are you trying to make money? Yeah, I got to pay my rent. I said, then you put your phone down and you get up here and you engage with people. She was like, but I'm not really sure how to do it. I said, girl, move over. Got behind the table with her. Child, we was selling that mess like it won't nut.
Like you were going out of
and so then I go, and I'm looking at other tables. There's this other lady, and she's sitting over there, and she's eating. She eating her lunch. And this lady said, ma'am, excuse me. She said, girl, I'm on my lunch break. You are a vendor at an expo. You don't get lunch.
No.
You better eat when you get home.
Yeah. 2 or 3. You guys go on rotation. Exactly.
So what I learned with everything that I was going to was all of these places that our community was setting up at, they allow several tables. I went one place and they had 5 tables. The vendors were like in a boxed in kind of thing. Okay. So I'm looking, and I sit back and I watch, and I'm looking at this. That table had 2 people. They were scrambling because there were so many people. Because it's 30,000 people in this joint, and they're scrambling because they couldn't keep up with the product and trying to sell it. A man walked off with a piece of their merchandise.
Somebody probably stole something. Yeah,
I
because you
walked over to her and I was like, ma'am, I don't mean no harm. I said, but that man just took off with your sweatshirt. She said, what? I'm like, that man just took off with your sweatshirt. So we walked up, you know, I walked with her because I seen him do it.
Right.
And he was like, no, I bought this. I was like, sir, no, you didn't. I said, I stood right there and watched you. You stopped at the table, you looked twice, and then you walked off.
Ugh.
So with all that being said, that's why they get one table.
Oh, yeah.
Because my thing is, you need to learn how to sell out one table first. If you can't sell out one table,
right,
then you have no business with 2, 3, 4, and 5 tables.
None at all. Nope.
You know, and then there was another thing with like people didn't have change and all that kind of stuff. And when people sign up for my expos, I send them a list of please make sure you have this. Make sure you have at least $500 worth of change. You know, you need that because you can't be going to different vendors and getting change from them. They need their own change. Come on now.
Everybody needs their own. Yep.
Exactly. So that's why they get one table and 2 chairs.
Yeah, we definitely won't be responsible for people's change. No, ma'am. No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Now, me being who I am, I always have change, but
yeah,
I tell them I ain't got no change
right,
unless they can't find it elsewhere and they come back to me again. Miss Sandy, I can't find anybody that has change. Okay, I got you. You know, and then I give them change
right,
or only taking Cash App. Girl, that burns me up. Yeah. That was another thing. Shorty Reg just said, or they only take Cash App. Not everybody uses Cash App.
You need to have, you need to take good old cash, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you're going to have one, you might as well have them all, Zelle, you know.
Exactly.
I need to be on all platforms so you can get money from everywhere.
Exactly. Square, you can plug that thing, stick that thing into your phone, you swipe the credit cards and everything. You know, but that was another thing. You know, I walked up to a table and I seen the Cash App thing on the table. Yeah. And, I asked him, I was like, so do I have to use Cash App? He was like, yeah, that's the only way people can pay. And I was like, okay. So that was another thing I jotted down. I jotted down on my notes. Come on, y'all. Yeah,
you need to have multiple forms because everybody doesn't have apps. Everybody has access to different things, you know. So
exactly. And so that's how I came up with my expos, by taking notes, doing my research, and, you know, letting them know I want y'all to do better. I want our community to do better. So that's how the expos came about, and they're amazing. And I love it. You know, we have a meeting at the front, you know, at the beginning of it, and I let them know, you may sell nothing, you may sell completely out. I said, but listen to me carefully. How much you sell depends on what you do.
Absolutely. Yes. Get off your phone.
Yeah.
Unless you're making.
You know, you can't, and I have a dress code, and a lot of people don't like that. You need to be in business casual. My first expo, this girl came in a full-piece hot pink leggings suit. It came up to here and went all the way. I looked at her. I said, where do you think you're going? Because, baby, you're not coming up in here. Because that's not business casual.
Wow.
You know? Oh. And I don't like when I do my expos, I don't let people put up racks. Clothing racks and all that. You block everybody else's way. And then also people have them stand up banners.
Yeah.
You can bring it.
Right.
Put it along that back wall because it's not going to be sitting beside your table because you're being rude. You're blocking everybody else. I don't like that. Now it's different if it's set up like they do the tattoo festival. The tattoo festival that they do here, you have big boxed areas. But what they do is they run this blue backing down the back. So you are kind of cut off a little bit because that backing cuts you off. So then you've got that. It's like a wall. So then, you know, you could put stuff like that. But my expos don't have that. You get one table and you get 2 chairs. This little girl came in 7 o'clock in the morning. She putting up that rack. And I said, ma'am, what are you doing? Because you can't have that rack. Well, your first expo, I could have it. Baby, you were outside. You were outside.
Right.
So, yeah, I gave you more leadway. They had more tables out there and all that kind of stuff because they were outside and they were up against this wall. But she got an attitude, showed her tail at the expo, went out the door, called her friends, 5 more of my vendors, and told them not to come because she couldn't put up her rack for her clothes. She said, that's the only way I can sell my clothes. I said, ma'am, if the only way you can sell your clothes is putting them on a rack, then maybe you need to go get a 9-to-5.
Wow.
I said, because anybody can stand behind this table right here and sell your shirts. You don't need a rack.
Wow. Oh, that's too bad. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy, you know?
But that's why I like the expos, because it's a teaching moment.
No, it is. And I'm glad that you pour into it because we, you know, some of us don't have some direction, you know. But I have to get going. My assistant is looking.
Yeah, we're at 2 hours. Look, my nighttime alarm, my nighttime meds, and my nighttime go to bed just went off. But look, I have thoroughly enjoyed you. I've thoroughly enjoyed you. You'll get an email tomorrow because you have just made my day. And your team as well. Thank you for all that you do, you know, teaching our community. And I'm definitely going to tune in to listen to y'all's podcast because I want to hear, you know, some stuff as well. But thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you for what you do, connecting us with quality people at all times and educating our community and grow and put money in our pocket. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. And Fax said good night to you both and thank you. Thank you, Fax, for being in here and telling us all about Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Because I ain't know none of that.
Bye.
So that was good.
I will be.
Yes, ma'am. We will talk soon. I will email you. You have a good night and thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.